What's up, guys? Welcome back to discography. Today we're talking Dinosaur Jr. Dinosaur Jr., very influential band, amazing guitar playing, Jay Mascis. The band formed in Amherst, Massachusetts in 1984, rising from the ashes of the hardcore band Deep Wound. Put their first album out in 1985, and most recently put out an album in 2016. All in all, they have 11 studio albums. We're not gonna include the two Jay Mascis and the Fog records or his solo albums, just the Dino studio albums. So yeah, let's get into it. Number 11, my least favorite Dinosaur Jr. album. It's their debut from 1985, Dinosaur. Still a lot of hardcore influence here. They are throwing in elements of like fuzzy garage rock, slow Sabbath-like metal riffs. But the hardcore elements are still there, largely overpowering all those other influences and sounds that they would be known for. The recording is pretty lo-fi as well. The vocals on this album aren't great. Jay would become a much better singer later on. I very rarely will put this record on. I'm not a huge fan of it. So that's why it's at the bottom. Number 10, 2012 release, I Bet on Sky. So this is kind of a strange album. This is with the reformed lineups, the reformed original lineup. Murph, Lou Barlow, Jay, they got back together around 2005 or 6 and toured and started putting out albums again in 2007. So this is the third record with the reformed lineup. This one is just a little strange. They try too hard, I think, to bring some sonic variety into the album. There's songs with like weird piano and synth, and you've got I Know It Oh So Well, has these weird like rototom overdubs. Songwriting too is starting to feel a little generic. It's like their third album in a row with sort of the same sounding songs. So ultimately, not crazy about this. Never listened to it a whole ton. So moving on, number 9, the album just before I Bet on Sky, 2009's Farm. Again, this album has a lot of the same sort of sounding songs, not a lot of variety. And also the thing that really plagues this album is the sound of the guitar. Jay, of course, is known for his super loud, fuzzy guitar, but it is really, really fuzzed out here. Maybe it's the compression that was added in the mixing, but it has a very harsh sound, this album. I do most of my listening on headphones, and can only get about a song or two into this album before you start to feel some ear fatigue. A couple good songs here though: Ocean in the Way, Over It, Friends, See You. But on the whole, I'm not crazy about this album. So I should preface this next selection by saying that my view of this band is a bit different from the sort of traditional narrative that most people tell about this band. I think the first 3 albums by most people are seen as the golden era, and people were really stoked when they reunited. That's not necessarily how I feel. So I'm going with, at number 8, 1987's You're Living All Over Me. I totally understand why people love this album, why they think it's great, why it was groundbreaking. Amazing guitar all over this thing. They were really creating a new sound with this record. Little Fury Things, In a Jar, Cracked, Sludge Feast are all great. But I feel like with their early albums, they were still getting better all the time. Dinosaur, I don't like very much. This one is a lot better. And I think he would continue to get better. His songwriting, Jay's songwriting improved with every album. His singing was getting better all the time, and even his guitar playing was getting better all the time. So while I appreciate the innovation here, just quality-wise, I don't think it's quite where he would end up. So number 7, the album right after this one, 1988's Bug. Just another step forward in songwriting again, singing. Songs like Freak Scene, No Bones, They Always Come, The Post. Just great stuff. You start to hear some acoustic guitar on this album. You're starting to learn the studio better, it sounds better. Just another step forward. Yeah, it's a good album. Number 6, going with their most recent, Give a Glimpse of What You're Not from 2016. Man, I did not listen to this enough when it came out. Revisited it the other day, getting ready for this list. It is really, really good. A great comeback from I Bet on Sky. It's darker. Even the album cover, you can see it's a bit darker. They're getting away from the cartoon imagery. It's not all doom and gloom. There's some good catchy songs here as well. Yeah, this album is really killer. The song Mirror, buried almost at the end of the album, is one of maybe the best Dinosaur Jr. tracks that there is. Fantastic song. I like Knocked Around. It has that slow first half where he's singing in a high falsetto. Is very cool. Love is a good song sung by Lou. I like Be Apart and Tiny. Yeah, this one's kind of was a sleeper for me, but really enjoyed it this past time around. Number 5, going with Green Mind. That is the first album that they did without Lou Barlow from 1991. A lot of good songs here, very cool record. His singing takes a huge leap forward on this album. He becomes much more emotive, melodic, Blowing It, I Live for That Look, How'd You Pin That on Me, Thumb, Green Mind, they're all great songs. Great guitar playing too. One negative about this record maybe is the mix. There's like hardly any bass on the record. It's there, but it's very, very thin sounding. I don't know if that had anything to do with Lou being out of the band or not, but yeah, that's maybe the one thing I would change about it. Maybe have it remixed. Number 4, Without a Sound from 1994. This is where maybe he even peaks as a songwriter on this album. The quality of songs here is great. This is kind of like their MTV album though in 1994, so it's a little poppier, kind of jumping on the grunge bandwagon a bit. Feel the Pain was the video that got played a lot, at least on like 120 Minutes back in the day. But yeah, you got Feel the Pain, I Don't Think So, which is a great piece of songwriting. Yeah, Right, Mind Glow, Seems Like the Thing to Do, Over Your Shoulder. Great songs. Maybe people that were fans of the early incarnation of Dinosaur Jr. viewed this period as a bit of a sellout, but I just think the songs are great, and they hold up over time. Number 3, well, I should preface the top 3 by saying that these 3 records I consider pretty much to be perfect. Not a bad song on any of them. Absolute classics, masterpieces. If you like loud, fuzzy guitars, these are essential albums, and you should own all of them. Number 3, the first album by the reunited lineup from 2007, Beyond. This record blew me away when it came out. I was a little apprehensive. I was really enjoying the Fog albums during the period where Dinosaur Jr. was inactive, and I was worried that they were going to go back to sounding like a hardcore band again with the old lineup getting back together. But man, this record is incredible. It picks up right where the Fog left off. Really catchy, but amazing guitar. Every song is really good. Almost Ready, Back to Your Heart, This Is All I Came to Do, Been There All the Time. I Got Lost is a great tune. Yeah, it's about as good of a reunion record as you could ever hope for. Number 2, the last Dinosaur Jr. record before getting the original lineup back together from 1997, Hand It Over. This might be maybe the most overlooked album in their catalog. I love this album. I got this record when I was probably in middle school, and it was a little weird to me when I first heard it, but it grew on me in a big way. Now it's probably among my favorite albums of all time. Both of these top 2 records are. I Don't Think, Never Bought It, Nothing's Going On. Alone might be the greatest recorded guitar sound ever. That song is so heavy and dark. It's amazing. Getting Rough, the banjo, super cool. Over You, Loaded, Mick, lots of great songs here. Love that album. And number 1, maybe the best guitar album ever made, for my money at least. 1993's Where You Been. First time I ever heard Dinosaur Jr. was on the Wayne's World 2 soundtrack, the song Out There. And when I heard that, I had to hear more, so I got the whole album, and it totally floored me. The album opens with Out There, then you got Start Chopping, What Else Is New, On the Way, Not the Same, Get Me, Drawings, Hide, Going Home, I Ain't Saying. It's just amazing song after amazing song. The best guitar playing that you've ever heard throughout the whole thing. Just aggressive and loud and amazing. So that's my Dinosaur Jr. listography. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe, like, hit the bell, and comment below. Tell me what you think, what I got wrong, and what your list would be. Thanks, guys.